Leviticus 25:55. For unto me the children of Israel are servants. They are my servants, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord, your power, giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Cha HaKodash. Double honors the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, where I learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to all the brothers and their families, brothers pushing this truth across the world. Calling a lesson servant by covenant or servant by function. I was just looking at the difference here, going back and forth with Chat GPT and a couple others, sort of just using the scriptures and looking what is the difference, because other people, whether they be kings or what have you, or even the donkey was used. The Most High can use whatever He will. What's the difference between the covenant servant and the other servants who are just being used? Just looking at some of them, some people are being used right now to lead the rejected astray. So I just want to bounce back and forward, use a few scriptures. They've set themselves up. They've got lies in their mouth, this deceit. The scripture said our folk like the smooth things, but we're going to start Ezekiel 14. I think we had one here. Markers all over the place. We have to rush through these lessons. I just need to slow down in this one here, and it will just be uploaded whenever it gets uploaded. Ezekiel 14 and 9, all kind of problems here up in the hills in Jamaica following that storm. We still haven't recovered. No power. Hopefully be recovered soon. Ezekiel 14 and 9. And if the prophet, this is a frightening aspect of this truth, if a prophet be deceived when he had spoken a thing, I the Lord have deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand upon him and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel. See, it's the Lord who's in total control. And even though you might get used, your mouth is flapping 100 miles an hour, you think you know everything. The Master is using you to lead his rejected astray, and then afterwards he turn around and judge you. There's no escaping the judgment of our power. We've got an example here. Judgment against Israel. Let's get that one. It's where Nebuchadnezzar, this was Jeremiah 25, I think was the first one. King Nebuchadnezzar, he was being referred to as, there's a long verse here, let's read it. Jeremiah 25 and 9. Behold, I will send and take all the families of the north, saith the Lord, and Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon, my servant. You see, but he's not a Hebrew Israelite, and will bring them against this land and against the inhabitants thereof, and against all these nations round about, and will utterly destroy them, and make them an astonishment, and a hissing, and a perpetual desolation. See? So King Nebuchadnezzar, he's been referred to as a servant, but what for? He's to bring judgment. He's being used as a tool. King Cyrus was another one. Isaiah, where is it? Isaiah 44. Isaiah 44 and 28, I think that is. Thus saith of Cyrus, he, King Cyrus, not an Israelite, he is my shepherd. I think he helped to build. Let's just read the verse. And shall perform all my pleasure, even saying to Jerusalem, thou shalt be built, and to the temple thy foundation shall be laid. So he was instrumental. He gave the permission. If I remember the story right, if it's in the same chapter here, and it's definitely in Ezra and Nehemiah, with this King Cyrus, he's the king of Persia. He was instrumental. The Most High used him. He gave the permission to allow the rebuilding of the temple, to restore Jerusalem. And though he is not of the chosen lineage, he used and then discarded, just like Babylon, America. See, gonna be destroyed after serving his purpose. What's his purpose? Is to have the Hebrew Israelites, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans in slavery. And Jeremiah 50 and 51, of course, and maybe some of 49, speaks about this punishment, and then it speaks about the destruction, annihilation of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Where we're going to get next, Isaiah 41, 8 and 9. We're looking at the difference here between those servants who are just by function, they're temporarily in a position to serve out the judgment, and then those who, the Hebrew Israelites, those are the covenant people, the true servants of the Most High. Where are we? Isaiah 41, 8 and 9. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend, thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. Check the difference there. Isaiah 44, 1 and 2, yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen, thus saith the Lord, that made thee, and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou, Jeshurun, seed of Jacob, whom I have chosen. See, that's the difference. It's still in Isaiah 49, I think. Isaiah 49, let's get the first few verses here. Listen, O eyes, unto me, and hearken, ye people from far. The Lord hath called me from the womb, from the bowels of my mother hath he made mention of my name. We're looking at the language here, the difference between like sonship and ownership. And he hath made my mouth like a sharp sword, in the shadow of his hand hath he hid me, and made me a polished shaft. In his quiver hath he hid me, and said unto me, thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified. See, that's the elect. Yasharallah, he prince of the power. He's made a joint heirs, all of these everlasting promises. For example, Exodus 4:22, and thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. That's not said to anybody else, to no other nation. Leviticus 20:26, and ye shall be holy unto me, separate. For I, the Lord, is all caps, meaning our power himself, Yahweh. And ye shall be holy unto me. For I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine, severed, cut you away from the others. You're different. Doesn't matter, some folk, they don't want that difference. That's what's got us into the situation where we are. We want to be like them. We worship their gods, look like them, talk like them, move around, and just don't want that difference. We can't accept it. Deuteronomy 7 and 6, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. But why? But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you. Meaning to buy back. That's what the redeem mean. Redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, the modern day Pharaoh. Who's that? It's America, Babylon the Great. Let's get Psalms 135. Where's that? For the Lord hath chosen Jacob, verse 4, unto himself, and Israel for his peculiar treasure, his chosen remnant. The chosen seed. We're going to wrap up, I think, with, let's see, the last few scriptures here. Jeremiah 31. Let's go from 35. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from me, check the language here, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. Thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, is an impossible task. I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, said the Lord. See, he said Esau, Edom, heading up all the other heathen nations. There's 17 of them. If you can measure the sea, you don't even think he's managed to measure 5% of the sea and all the ordinances up in the sky. He's got no chance. He can't do it. So that means the Most High will never cast off his chosen seed, his servant. What about Isaiah 48? I'm just going to wrap up with that. Isaiah 48. Just go 3 and 5 to begin with. I have declared the former things from the beginning, and they went forth out of my mouth, and I showed them. I did them suddenly, and they came to pass. We're looking for a sudden impact soon of this microchip. His servants are waiting to be released, Lord willing. I'm one of those chosen seeds, chosen to avoid the wrath and indignation of Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Verse 5, I have even from the beginning declared it to thee. Before it came to pass, I showed it thee, lest thou shouldest say, mine idol had done them, and my graven image and my molten image have commanded them. Let's jump to 10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. That's where we are now, serving out our sentence. Lord willing, it's coming to an end soon. For mine own sake, even for mine own sake will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another. Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel, my called. I am he. I am the first. I also am the last. We want to be called and chosen. Then was going to wrap up with, if we get this one here, Jeremiah 31. Jeremiah 31, 35. Yes, we did read that. Let's call it a day on that lesson. We was just looking at the difference between the servant by covenant and the servant by function. By function is just temporary, as we gave the example there. Being used like King Nebuchadnezzar, a bit like this orange guy over there in Babylon the Great, America. He's serving out his function. He's a servant. But he's not the servant by covenant. Shalom until the next lesson.